any business environment today, there is choice. Customers always have a choice. Why do they get convinced in buying a product from one particular organization when there are so many available? And in a free market situation, most of the product and services are very, very similar, if not identical. So how do we build up customer loyalty? How do we acquire new clients to start with? How do we ensure that the clients stay with us? Many of you I know are either pursuing MBA or would like to pursue MBA or have actually completed their MBA and management studies and are about to join the corporate sector or trying to do something by yourself. My name is Deepak Dayal, and I'm here to chat with you and give you some insights about what I think about management studies. So let me try to give you my perspective of management and some of the skills required for you to succeed in the real corporate and business world. Especially for students who are looking at marketing, which is one of the most important pillars in any management school. We have finance, we have marketing, we have operations, we have HR, so many pillars on which any business stands. But some of the misconceptions, and I have also seen over the years that many students focus a lot on marketing. And I really want to, I'm convinced about this fact that the pillar of any business, whether in a services industry or in a, real commodities or a manufacturing side, it is sales. Everything depends on sales. If your goods and services, you can find customers, you can sell, you are able to manage all the other parts of the business. And drop in sales is definite, complete suicide for the business. And many times our focus, and I've seen a lot of youngsters and even seasoned professionals focusing completely only on marketing, brand building, image building, PR, everything is fine. But at the end of it, if you cannot sell, if you cannot acquire new clients, if you cannot sell your products and services, there is no growth and there is no future for the company. So I strongly urge professionals to focus on selling. And selling is something which is actually, unfortunately, not being taught in business schools. Not from today, but right from the beginning. In fact, there are many books, excellent books, which have been written by famous authors from India, as well as many American authors have written books when they talk about the importance of sales and why it is not actually being taught in business schools. Somehow it has always been perceived that sales is a very small component of marketing, and it is the lower end professionals where you will start off from sales, and being a salesman has always been looked down upon. In fact, it is the reverse. Sales is the basis for any business organization, and it is the fundamental quality required for every professional to succeed, whether it is a CEO, or it is a manager or a sales rep. But fundamentally, we need to think like a salesman. And it has often been a very a word which is not being looked upon, okay? And nobody wants to be called a salesman, which is absolutely in today's day and age, it is the salesperson or the salesman which is actually bringing in the customers to the organization and is the most important and the most valued person. Should be the most valued person. Many a times, we ourselves do not understand the sales process and get totally confused. And these are terms which we should be very, very clear about. I'm talking about skills required to be an effective salesperson or an effective salesman. The skills required is not just to acquire clients, but in fact, it is the skill which is required for individuals to convince other people to think on their line of thinking. Even when we talk about negotiation skills, okay, we are talking about a win-win situation, whether it is You are the salesperson and you have a client on the other side or a customer, or you are negotiating a deal where there are two parties, you're on one side, the other person is on the other side. And it is all about understanding human beings and understanding their mind. If we can focus on that, then everything else is a very, very simple process. Over the years, how we do business has changed, right? From the 80s to 90s to the current times. Yes, we had no technology. I was in a business environment where we had no cell phones to start with. We had no landlines, were difficult to get. And in today's day and age, every kid, every child, every person at any income level has a smartphone or at least a mobile phone. Technology is a given today. You have technology platforms, you have broadband. So a lot of things have changed from a classic physical business environment. We have moved over to an online business environment, whether it is the way we do business, the way we are selling products and services. But what has not changed over the years is the human mind and what motivates a person to think and do things in a certain fashion. Okay, trends can change, a lot of other things change, but the human mind has not changed and will not change. When I say the human mind, I'm talking about things like what motivates us to do some things, what makes us like something and dislike something, how can we influence the mind of other people, okay, to look at our side of the story. Okay, now these are things and these are qualities which remain the same. Whether we look at the scriptures, whether we look at the Mahabharata and the Ramayana and the characters from them, the basic human nature has not changed and will not change. Things like honesty, integrity, greed, okay, these are things which are part of our personality and how we are able to influence other people, okay, and how we are able to open up their minds to new things and new ideas. I think that is what salesmanship is all about. And some of the best CEOs in today's world are people who are, if you look at it, they have the best sales skills. And why I say that is that they have convinced, they have the ability to convince the shareholders, they have the ability to convince other directors in their organizations, to motivate thousands and thousands of people working in their organizations to think in a particular manner so that they are able to achieve their company goals. They are able to convince their individual clients, they are able to convince their corporate clients, keeping them happy, ensuring that their products and in any business environment today, there is choice. Customers always have a choice. Why do they get convinced in buying a product from one particular organization when there are so many available? And in a free market situation, most of the product and services are very, very similar, if not identical. So how do we build up customer loyalty? How do we acquire new clients to start with? How do we ensure that the clients stay with us? Okay, so yes, it is important to keep developing your products and do product research and development, R&D. Absolutely, your product has to be better than the best, no doubt. But then there are many good products and services available in the market. Why should customers come to you and stay with you? And this is the challenge of the organization, of the CEO, of the managers, and all the team combined together. So I feel we need to lay a lot of stress on understanding the sales skills which are required and how we can sharpen our sales skills and not feel ashamed of the word and branding ourselves as salespeople or salesmen. Okay, it is the most important, fundamentally important requirement for anybody to succeed earlier as well as today and in future as well. And many a times it has completely been overlooked We are always talking about marketing, 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 which is great. And sales seems to be one small component. At the lower end, some salesperson is supposed to do his job by banging on doors and requesting people to, buy the product and services. But it has, in fact, I think it is the other way around. And if you look at successful professionals, you look at successful companies, they are absolutely sales driven. Everybody, right from the top to the bottom person, is a salesperson. And it is more to do with the attitude which we have, because it is all about introducing our products and services to clients, ensuring that they understand the benefits, making comparative statements, overcoming the objections which customers may have, doing comparative analysis if required with competitors, and finally closing the order and closing the deal. And as we say, asking for the check. Earlier on, we used to ask for the check. Now it is asking for them to use their credit card or make an online payment to complete the transaction. So focus again. This whole session is all about sales. Thank you.